Good evening, ladies, Jennifers, and my lovely NBs. Actually, I should say afternoon. We are here live at Merrill Palace in Tallahassee for the very first Combine game of this year's upcoming draft. My name is Marcus Baylor, and to my right is Ryan Eastman. How are you doing, dude?
Doing excellent, Marcus. I feel so much younger after getting to watch these rookies this last week participate in the combine games, the events, and now they're here. Top 24 have been hinted at. They have been selected for this game and game number 2, which will take place right after. A chance for these 24 players to show up and stand out and try and make a push for being a top pick in this next coming draft.
Yep, I mean, they've made it. They have been able to be seen as the players that stood above the rest here, and they're going to be able to showcase not only with a lot of scouts seeing how well they work together, because there are going to be in some situations where they end up being on the same team. So it'll be good to see what kind of chemistry they can pull up here in this short notice.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be mistakes for sure as well. Like I said, most of these players haven't played together outside of a few of these events here, the scrimmage games. And, that's not a lot of time to build any kind of chemistry. But let's jump on down to the court as they're ready to get a tip off.
Yep, we have the elites in the red and the stars in the blue as we go ahead and kick things off with the elites getting the first possession. And so right now we see Lavelle having over to Hayden, who turns it up to Marlowe, who's not able to get that first basket down, as Leonard gets the rebound. And we see Smith with a wide open three, but it rattles in and out. But Hamilton not able to clean things up. So not a good start here offensively for both opening possessions as we go ahead and finally get our first points off the board with the elites knocking down the door first.
I mean, that was a wide open three for the Smiths, the bar now, but he was unable to convert. But plenty of opportunities trying to make his way into the league after his own mother. Hamilton not able to convert. Multiple tries, finally gets it.
Yep, Hamilton doing a really good job, showing a lot of effort there in the paint, and that's something you love to see for a lot of big furs, especially with the fact that there aren't a lot of big furs in the top 24 this year. I would see a quick basket there for the elites to get the lead back up 4-2. So this is a good time to show if Hamilton is able to try and crack that top 5 spot if he has a good showing here.
Down low in the post. Ooh, back to back.
Yeah, so far both sides really utilizing the paint early on, trying to use the amount of size between the two to kind of one-up each other. See a quick drive, but the ball almost outlets, but Lavelle picks it up. And we see a quick basket there for Ibani. So now the elite still on the lead, up for 2.
Drive him to the paint. Back out to Leonard's. Oh, a double down low in the post. Can't convert it. Now, Marcus, obviously we saw the move. Oh, wow. Jaguar gets free. Just an easy layup there. I was going to say, we saw the trade news come over about Edmonton trading up to number 2. You have to imagine Bobby's in the crowd right now watching these players trying to decide who they're going to select with that number 2 overall pick.
I mean, it's a little bit of open seasons because Edmonton has been very aggressive here in the offseason before we officially start free agency. Not only with the big trade with Xavier Clark, now going to be a swashbuckler for the upcoming year, but also having to force renegotiation talks and put Zachary Cooper into free agency as well. So it does seem like the Edmonton Excavators are looking to possibly do a hard reset, feeling like the current build that they had capped. So it's going to be interesting how the players are going to react with this amount of news of possibly one of the top players ended up having to go to Canada.
Yeah, and I mean, we look at these players, not a lot of centers in this draft class. I think 5 of them named in the top 24. We'll have to see where they all shake out, but center might be a rare commodity for this draft class.
Yeah, for sure. We see a nice quick basket there as the Stars are now tied up with 8 apiece. Very low field goal percentage, though, for the Stars.
Well, I mean, that's because Hamilton had 3 tries to get his basket. So, to be fair, I'll count that, you know, his offensive boards make up for that poor field goal percentage. Lavelle. Fade away. Turnaround jumper. No good. This. They're putting up the points here early. Down to Hamilton. Able to get the basket to fall. Down low, LeBlanc getting called for the foul. Can you hear me, Marcus?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Must have been some technical difficulties.
Yeah. All right.
I was just saying, Thorin taking early points here, leading the way for the Stars.
Yeah, and honestly, obviously showing that offensive prowess is going to be very important here within this exhibition game. Especially trying to show a lot of, being able to show a little bit of step up. Obviously, we do need to see some good defensive effort in the paint as well. As he had a nice little basket there. Not going to be good this time around.
A drought for the elites, and Soren able to get down in the post and taking the lead, or sorry to say, building the lead for the Stars.
Yeah, after a little bit of a good stint in the early goings for the elites, the Stars starting to pull away a little bit here. We'll see how the elites handle it as Marlowe hands it over to Hayden. Right now, trying to find any sort of open fur there as LeBlanc's able to go ahead and go for a long mid-ranger there. Kind of deficit down to 2. And of course, as we're going to be talking about the draft process, I think one of the most interesting things about it, as we've said, there are some teams that are basically having a lot of clean slates here. Vegas is a good example here as well. Even though they haven't been to back-to-back, they're going to be making a lot of important decisions in this upcoming off season. But there's also teams that have already pretty much have everything settled in. So it's going to be very interesting as to how each of these players are going to handle whatever situation it is, because one could be completely different from the other.
Yeah, and I mean, looking at the top draft picks, I think Plymouth might be the most interesting team to end up on. You know, a team that has been a consistent playoff feature is, well, fade away again, no good. A team picking at 4 that has made deep playoff runs before. You know, whoever ends up on that team might find themselves being on the bench to start their career, despite being a lottery level player that you would expect to be a starter on most teams.
Yeah, and that's always very intriguing, but it could also be something that could depend on the situation, as we already know that Alvaron, one of many centers, going to be in the upcoming free agency, and got to see how much of a demand he's going to garner as we enter into the thick of it. But you could be in a situation where you might end up replacing a starter that has been a very quality piece for a team for like the past few years. So there could be a lot of pressure that could be that could come about depending on the situation.
Yeah, I mean, on some teams you're going to be seen as the hope for the future. Hayden not able to get that wide open 3 to fall, but the hope for the future on a team that's struggling. Barkov off from the corner, hits I think the first 3 tonight.
Yep, first 3, and hopefully we'll see that pick up a little bit here as we see another long range 2. Not going to be good here, but Blazikowski is able to go ahead and clean things up.
Yeah, Braganza's not able to convert there. I'll say Braganza's not able to convert there for the Alicorn from the outside. And oh, the polar bear down the bear down the post, not able to convert.
I will say that it's and a huge, quick steal there from Bukov. I was going to say that I think that's also another thing that it's gonna be interesting to see, as with the fact that we are pretty rich in the guards this year. So I would imagine that we're gonna probably start seeing a lot of mid-rangers, a lot of possible three-pointers as well, but that hasn't really been the case in the early goings of the first quarter. And we see another turnover there. Some great steals there from Bukov as Leeward's able to go ahead and finish things up.
Yeah, I mean, I think we have a lot more of I want to say more of an athletic guard set than trying to stretch the floor guard set this year. I think we're gonna see a lot more slashing kind of play style come out from them. And Bukov stealing it there. Another strip.
Yeah.
Oh, Leonard's down low in the post. Stars taking an early lead of 7 here.
Yeah, right now, Bukov really kind of leading the fray, finding those fast break options. So very good pause there from Bukov. Now Hayes trying to get into the paint, but gets swatted. But
the brown bear Piotrovsky gonna get called for the foul there. Good effort on defense, though.
Yeah, and that's even though the fact that, getting called for the foul is not ideal, people showing that kind of effort is going to be very key here, especially with possibly a lot of teams maybe looking to reach in the early goings of the draft, because we've seen that plenty of times when it comes to the lack of bigs, because once that ball starts rolling, people might panic and be like, oh, I gotta get somebody right now. Here we have Bukov. Hand it over to Hayes. Hayes with the mid-ranger, and it's going to be good. And right now the Stars having a little bit of a cushion here with a 7-point lead with 3 minutes left in the first quarter.
Quick play down low in the post. The finger roll is good, and we should see some substitutions of the bench players getting a chance to come in. Obviously, we have 2 games tonight. First set of games going to feature starters, and then they'll be sat on the bench for most of the second game, trying to average out about 40 minutes for each player to be featured.
Yeah, and that's going to be the real big kicker here as we see another miss there. Callaway gets the board.
Swindon on the floor now. Gale. Again, one of those players that, more of, they're not able to stretch the floor as much. They're trying to get contact and get down low in the post.
Yeah, a lot of being able to kind of say that slashing is a very underutilized thing that people look over quite a bit. As another miss there is Piotrowski is able to get that rebound.
Endo, yeah, no, I agree that we've seen the game move towards the 3-point game more, so we're seeing more stretch first come out as Piotrowski trying to get off the glass, no good, struggling from the post.
Piotrowski not having the ability to go get on. Hayes able to find an open lane and get the finger roll going down.
Quick plays.
Now we're seeing the pace pick up a little bit over on the elite side, trying to stay tit for tat, and a tough shot, and it's not going to be good there as Karen is able to go ahead and get the rebound.
Ooh, hard foul by Viviendo, gonna send the line for 2. Now, I'll say the Elites finally broke their scoring drought. That was probably the biggest help, is you don't want to get swallowed up by inability to make baskets. I mean, I'm looking at these players, trying to see who's more of the defensive side of things, because obviously we're going to have, you want to see players stepping up on defense as well, not just being able to put the points up on the board. Not everyone can afford to be the go-to scorer on a team. There have to be people willing to step up on defense.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Bukov has really showed that out during the time we did see him go ahead and get a little bit of rest here, probably for the rest of this quarter. I mean, with him already having 3 steals in the opening quarter has to be something to keep a note of for a lot of these scouts.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of game tape for these players. Some of them coming in from overseas. They've played professionally in the EFBL. So you expect to have some good tape on them. This is more so an FSBN event, a chance to get these rookies all together in one place, one time on the same court.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's always going to be very interesting because obviously with being in a professional setting like EFBL is always going to be very a key, like, for a lot of scouts being able to show not only just the ability to play very well, but also possibly show some potential leadership, because obviously being able to be in those type of settings, you get to learn from a lot of veteran players in the jump compared to coming out of college, dealing with a lot of other kids that usually mainly have coaches as their mentors to help guide them. But having someone who, is also going down in the paint with you, being able to find those open lanes with you is, speaking of, Ayatoski, able to finally get some points on the board.
Yeah, and I'm just going through the draft boards right now, and I see 2 teams have double first-round picks. You have the Biloxi Voodoo with both Plymouth and Tallahassee's first-round picks, and you have the Bangor Tides, both with Bangor and Dakota's picks. So 24 out of these 24 players, a pair of them might find themselves on the same roster. And oh, a buzzer beater to end the quarter, but it looks like they want to review it before they count it.
Yeah, of course. This is a very rare thing to happen, but it looks like they're not going to count it. Didn't take too long to see everything, but with that, after the end of the first quarter, we are seeing that the Stars are taking it early with a 5-point lead, 29-24. But yeah, but as I said, it is going to be very interesting to see, especially with those 2 teams in particular. Like Bangor, it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to play that. They might package both of them up to possibly move up further to get one of these elite players, or as you said, we could see them work together, especially on the Tides being able to be a team that's always been up for contention for a while. We see a huge dunk there, showing a little bit of highlights there.
Yeah, I mean, like, you're right. They could definitely package the deal and move up for an elite player of the team, but they're also a team that's built themselves off of depth, so I could see them easily staying with the 2 late first-round picks. Dakota and Bangor obviously having a good year last year. It's not like they're going to be drafting that high. No, the time running out. Forced to take a 3. No good.
I mean, obviously right now, there's also the thing of, like, they do have starter caliber players in free agency, and it's going to depend on the demand of both of them, with Angel and Ash respectively, going into free agency this year. From what rumors have said, that they have offered them. So it really does depend on how much people are willing to spend in order for them to be like, okay, we may have to make a decision here and possibly go ahead and maybe replace one of the 2 if we're not careful. So now, speaking of, we see Thane not having a lot of time. They're going for a deep 3, and it's going to be in and out. Barry with the rebound. And Bragances trying to find a way to get into the paint, and is able to get it down here, and the Elite only down by 1. But yeah, you do. But another thing when it comes to, like, the multiple picks and going into the Venom having more than 1 pick, that's a team that has really been trying to find their identity for these past few seasons. So I think it's going to be one of those things as for them. I think it's less likely that they'll like package things up to try and get a higher pick. While they haven't had the lottery luck that they would have liked this year. I believe they had the worst record last year, if I recall correctly. Correct? Or maybe the second worst?
They were definitely bottom 2.
But unfortunately, it wasn't on their side, and so maybe with that extra pick, they can possibly get into talks to possibly move up to that top spot, or they can just utilize that young package and really kind of utilize the respective play style they want to go for to potentially finally knock on the door of maybe being a playoff contending team. So there's a lot of options here for the Venom to take, especially for a team that hasn't really been being seen as playoff contenders for a good while now. As we get a nice 3-point shot, tying things up at the end of that buzzer. And those are the kind of shots that you would love to see as a scout if you're looking for like that fur that can stretch the floor as well as he did. And now we're starting to see it rain a little bit.
Now we're getting the 3 points in. I like to see it, Marcus.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, considering the fact that in the modern FBA, some teams live and die by the 3, so that's definitely going to be something to look forward to as Bragantes hands it over to Dresden, and Dresden slams it down. And right now, as we're heading into that 8-minute mark here in the second quarter, Stars with the lead, up by 1. And another in and out situation. Yeah, it's certainly going to be interesting as now Marlowe hands it over to Lavelle. And right now, Barry almost ends up losing the ball there as Hayes lifts it up, and it's good. And so far, both offenses respectively has picked it up a little bit as Barry trying to lay it up, but it's not going to be good here. And right now we're seeing Thane. It looks like a long 2. They will count it. I did see those paws on the line. But being able to stretch that floor is going to be very important. Trying to make sure to force those lanes to be open for a lot of these slashes to do the damage that they need to be done. And we're seeing some of the fans here in Tallahassee really getting into it. And that's always the fun thing about it, is we get a layup and it's not going to be good, but Bragantes able to get a second chance opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you do need the ability to stretch the floor to open the lanes for the bigs and, you know, obviously the slashing kind of guards and forwards. So you want to see some 3-point shooting here, 9. We finally are getting that in the second quarter. Ooh, defender knocked down. No good, though. Dresden going to pull down the board.
Yeah, and as they're really trying to get to that halfway mark of the second quarter, Lavelle trying to get into the paint, but it's not going to be good. But Lavelle gets their own miss and able to lay it down.
Haynes. Ooh, trying to attack the paint, dishing it back out to Haynes. A lot of passing. I mean, we haven't seen too many turnovers besides the steals, so that's at least good. The passing lanes haven't been terrible.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we're seeing a lot of sound basketballs, but I know that in these type of situations, I already know that there's going to be some moments where a few players might, you know, kind of overexert themselves a little bit, trying to go for the big play. Because, well, yeah, it's good to have some highlights here and there. It's good to be able to just be able to show that you can play. Oh, almost losing the ball there, Talvage. But it's good to be able to go ahead and play the design, to execute the design plays. As speaking of, see a great.
Is that from Arsena? Oh my gosh, these names are going to get me. Arsena Kayev with the dunk.
Oh, yeah. Arsena Kayev. Yep, that was Arsena Kayev, and now we're going to see a quick timeout there. First timeout of the game for the Elites.
Yeah, I mean, I think they want to make some adjustments. Again, I think the coaches are going to want to try and make sure they're getting their players the right minutes. Obviously, game number 2, you can't account for dead ball situations. It happens.
Oh yeah, not at all. I mean, that's going to be one of the big things with these type of games, because like, well, yeah, it's good to be able to show what you can with the starting minutes. You still also have to worry about that second game coming right after. because usually we give the players usually get about maybe
40
about
minutes.
20 to 30 minutes. Yeah, like around 40 minutes in the game, and then between those games they get like a quick like 20 or 30 minutes to rest up as much as they can and you know
Change
prepare.
their uniforms. Some of them are going to be switching teams. I mean, obviously not all of them are going to switch, but there is going to be some switching around.
Yep. So be able to you know get in there and continue to show what they can in different roles.
LeBlanc,
Because
great second
obviously,
chance.
yeah, great second chance opportunity there. But yeah, there's going to be, as we have alluded to throughout this game, there's going to be plenty of scenarios that these players may end up in. They may end up having to be the number one option for a team that has been looking for an identity for a while, or they might end up having to play a key role on the bench, depending on where they go. So, being able to prepare yourself for any situation possible, as Bokov able to get the and one opportunity as Braganzas gets called for the foul. So, like, even though there's some players that really want to be able to be like, yeah, I want to start year one, that's not going to be the case for a good number of these players. It just really depends on who selects them. So you kind of have to have that mentality of like, hey, I might not be able to start initially, but to utilize the minutes that I have.
Yeah, and I mean, also injuries are a factor. Teams might find their starters. You might be on the bench and find yourself in a starting role because of a player going down that's injured. I mean, some of these top 24 players are not expected to start right away. Some players will definitely find themselves in teams that they have to start right away.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, like it really just depends on what certain teams are demanding at the end of the day. And obviously, when it comes to other teams as well that may or may not be thinking of what possibility that could be next to really kind of level up their roster in some shape or form, or to finally make it across the promised land, because there's going to be certain teams that are going to look at this and be like, all right, what are my plan? What's going to be the way that we're going to set things up for the next 2 or 3 years to really get to that next level? I mean, we had a lot of teams that has played a major role here in staying in the playoffs consistently, like the Dakota Bikers. But they're probably going to have to think of the near future as well, because their top players are not going to play forever.
I mean, age is going to factor in. I mean, there are players we're seeing retiring that have been in the league forever.
I mean, speaking of, when it comes to the level of pressure that could be added to a player depending on where they go, would you consider a player coming in expecting to start and play quality minutes for a team having more pressure compared to a player that may be coming in filling or replacing someone that had filled that role for an already contending team? Which one do you think has more pressure in one of those scenarios?
I'm going to be honest. I think a player coming into a team that's struggling, as long as they have the confidence to, come in and be willing to be the one that has the pressure put on them to be the face of the franchise, it's one thing. When you're going to a team that's already successful or been successful, usually there's other players that have more eyes on them. Like a player getting drafted by Tallahassee right now, you're like, sure, yeah, the team just won the championship, but you're also not expected to be the solution to another ring immediately. Versus like BLV, a team that struggled, if you're going to that team, you're expected to be a solution.
Yeah, that I definitely agree with that. As Bukov not able to get that basket down, going in and out.
Ooh, Paul's keep getting stripped, but LeBlanc.
Yeah, for sure. I'm very curious to see what the turnover ratio is. As LeBlanc, 9 points already in the game, getting close to double digits before the end of the half. We'll see if they're able to go ahead and get that through. Is Piotrowski is able to get the basket.
Stars pulling away here, up to 8 again.
And yeah, and that's another scenario that we haven't really talked about much, is to, when it comes to these types of leads, as we've seen, the Elite still trying to keep it to a manageable game. There are going to be scenarios where a team might be able to like keep control of the game for a majority of it. How do you able to keep that energy and momentum as strong as possible, even if it does seem that a game is out of reach? That's also another thing that we have to like look into for a lot of these players, is their mental state. Are they still going to give it 100% even if they may be down double digits, or will they end up playing like, oh well, it doesn't look like we're gonna win, so I'm just gonna keep my reservations and rest up? Because that's another thing that some scouts may be looking into when it comes to like the mental state of these young furs.
And you were down low in the post, finger rolled. 1 possession left for this half, and the teams have stepped up offensively. I mean, we got above 50 points on both ends.
Yeah, and that's definitely a huge thing, seeing a huge offensive prowess, and it really picked up here in the second quarter as Hayes going for that final three, and it's good. So at the end of the first half, the Stars only up by 1 possession after a great three from Hayes.
And we'll look at the halftime stats, and definitely Smiths for the Stars being a big factor in their scoring.
Oh yeah, 100%. And I also am very curious because with the fact that we have seen a multitude of times the ball being stripped, and while we haven't really necessarily seen a lot of like massive turnovers on paper, that might pick up here as we enter the second half. But looking at all of the stats here, I think some of the notice ones, obviously with Smiths, with 11 points already, majority coming in for the free throw for the Stars. So a very evenly distributed here in that first half for the Stars. Meanwhile, for the Elites, LeBlanc and Hayes really picking it up here. Hayes obviously with that final three to end off the first half, showing a little bit of clutchness there. And as we get into the second half of game one, remember this is the first of 2. There will be another one shortly after we get a brief intermission. And right now, Hamilton.
Ooh.
Going for that mid-range area, it's good. And LeBlanc with the second personal of the game.
And one opportunity for Hamilton. The Lynx able to get contact on that shot. Oh, but I jinxed it there. No three-point play.
The old school three-point play was denied, unfortunately. But those are some of the things that we're going to have to look into as well, is free throws. A very underrated thing in these games, because if you're not consistent on the free throw line, those points tend to stack up. Because we've seen plenty of scenarios when a player misses like 3 free throws and their team ends up losing by 3. People are gonna go back and look into those 3 free throws that you missed and be like, if you made them, we could be going to overtime right now.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously not everyone's the greatest at free throw shooting, but at the same time, it's like it is the one shot of the game that you have no factors impacting you. So when people look at your free throw percentage, they look at, okay, are you just being lazy and not practicing your free throws? Or is it, a legitimate, like you're unable to replicate the same shooting motion every single time? Because, I mean, we've seen like DQ break a free throw in the All-Star game.
That is true.
Hamilton, good cleanup.
Ooh, great cleanup there from Hamilton. So that's another great thing that to keep an eye on is like those second chance opportunities. Who's willing to go ahead and not necessarily sacrifice their body, but put in that extra effort to make sure that they still have plenty of opportunities. As Bergant is able to get that three-pointer down.
Big shot from the Alicorn.
And now we're really able to see Hamilton. Hands it back over to Masanakel. Quick mid-ranger's not going to be good. And now Hayden, losing the ball there as Leeward trying to put it up, and it's not going to be good though. So got to be careful there. As I said, like that could be a possibility. We might see turnovers getting picked up, and Hamilton. Actually, no. We get a blocking foul getting called there on Arsa. So the shot did not go up though, so it will still be the Elite's ball.
Yeah, but no shot clock reset. And another foul called on Hamilton this time.
Yep, this time Hamilton gets called, and this time we will see 2 free throws coming in for the Elites. Trying to cut that deficit down. Which, even though the Elites have not really led since the beginning of the first quarter, they've still kind of kept it toe-to-toe.
Yeah, it's been good overall. I mean, the turnovers have been, I think, the biggest issue. I think the Elites right now are out-rebounding overall. But the Stars have just had more turnovers. And, another missed free throw. Callaway with his first miss. And, fast play. Leonard's. Haley. Good from beyond the arc.
Yeah, great fast break opportunity there for the Stars. Not putting their paws off the gas there. And now the Stars, once again, up by 8. And Berganta's going for a 3, but it's not going to be good this time.
No good from her. Dangerous passage, but she's going to get it back, intercepting it.
Yeah, and now we're starting to see the turnovers pick up on both sides as Berganta's is able to go ahead and get that mid-ranger as she cuts the deficit down to 6. And right now, both sides really going toe-to-toe here as we're already seeing Hayes and Smith, the scoring leaders, 15-13 respectively. But it looks like Elites are really coming in pretty strong, but the Stars doing whatever they can to keep that cushion nice and soft.
Callaway down low in the post against Hamilton. Can't convert. Hamilton's able to pull down the board. Sanakayev up to Haley.
Right now we do see a quick pass from Leeward.
Don't lose the ball there, Leeward.
Yeah, we've seen the turnover starting to pick up. I mean, it has been sniffing around for a while, and they end up losing the ball here, and it goes out of bounds. It will stay on the Stars' end, but with 1.4 seconds left, it's literally just a Hail Mary to possibly get the score here. But we'll see.
2 dribbles. I think they can pull off 2 dribbles.
We'll see, but like this is a very unorthodox situation.
And it's at half court. Ooh, that's not fun.
Oh, this is gonna be tough.
Corner.
You might have to see it.
Hamilton turnaround jumper. No good.
They're very lucky to even get that ball off of his paws. And Leeward drawing the foul there.
Tangling up on the way down to the post and gonna send him to the line for 2.
The first one will be good, and I have to say the Elites are really adding a lot of pressure here on the Stars defensively to try and force them into these turnover scenarios. So that is something to really look into as we're getting into the tape. And the second one will be good, so the Elites only down by 6 here. Let's see if they can continue to add that pressure on defense and try to get the Stars rattled. And we have a reach-in foul on Callaway.
A little too aggressive, trying to go for the ball. You said that the turnovers are picking up, and I think getting a little ahead of themselves. Callaway's not known for necessarily stripping the ball.
Yeah, for sure. And as I said before, like trying to be able to showcase, trying to get some highlights as See a miss there. That's something they're going to have to really, be careful with. Because, yes, you want to be able to get as many moments in these games as you can. But it's all about the basic fundamentals here in this game. As Lavelle able to get the mid-ranger. Yeah, that's basically the main job is to pretty much keep the basics on. Don't do anything incredibly flashy because this is an exhibition game at the end of the day. You're not trying to overexert yourself as we get a missed mid-ranger from Arsa. And now, the Elite trying to knock on the door, but ends up losing the ball there, but Lavelle picks it up.
Lavelle. Good matchup, but dishing it back out to the perimeter for Hayden.
Yeah, trying to make sure not to accidentally lose the ball on the way up. Not a lot of time left here, so Marlowe gonna have to go for a desperation three.
Oh, around the world. But it's good. And 1 point game, 13-5 run the last 4 minutes.
Yeah, the Elite's really showing a lot of aggressiveness on defense and making sure the points, getting those points where it mattered, finding themselves back on the door, possibly taking the lead for the first time since the first quarter. But the Stars not trying to make it look easy for them. As we're looking at the field goal percentage, it has definitely skyrocketed for the Elites, going to 51% now. And now, Hayden looking to possibly get a screen. Will do just that. Right now, a lot of passing here is Marlowe. Going for a three. It is not going to be good there. Lady Luck was not on his side, so the Stars looking to possibly extend this lead once again.
Oh, good play to the post. Ooh. No one around but one defender.
Yeah, and that's going to be something with a little bit of ISO play, showing that, hey, if you need to go ahead and step up for a possession and really take it on yourself, that's one way of doing it.
Fletcher, poor Kingsley being so short, matching up against the, I believe, 6'6". Lavelle, and that was the poor Jaguar had all the height advantage against Fletcher there.
Oh yeah, no, I mean that's not the matchup that you want, but sometimes getting called for the foul could be a good thing because you don't want to make it like, yeah, you're gonna take the risk of possibly having a 3-point opportunity if they make it, but just trying to make sure that it's as hard as possible if you know that the size is not on your end.
Yeah, well, Fletcher gained the 3-point play on the other end was a nice way to make up for it. Oh no, ball might not kicked, gonna go the other way. Hayes. Fast break brought down by the defense, and now Bell. Pump fakes. Trying to draw the jump, can't get it. Turnaround, no good.
Yep, really looking like he was gonna look to draw the foul there, but it's not gonna get swatted out of the atmosphere. Oh my goodness.
Big block there, sent to the third row. And there, he's actually going to be set down after that block.
I mean, that's one way to kind of get the team hyped is...
As you get off the floor, is a huge block, immediately go sit on the bench.
I mean, hey, don't want to overextend yourself now. Right now, Tolvaj. Getting that mid-ranger.
Oh, Tolve. Big shot. Nice step up into the basket there.
Yeah, now the Stars, once again, getting that cushion back up as soon as we said that, the Elites could be knocking down the door, the Stars able to go ahead and, regroup and be able to continue to play some clean basketball as, again, another tough defensive spot. Trying to go for an ISO and it ends up not working out. And Tolva heading over to Arsa with a quick dunk.
Arsa Nakayev, big dunk on that fast break play.
And right now Swindon with the rock. Stars trying to prevent this lead to go into double digits here. Hopefully they'll make a basket. Instead, they hands it over to Lavelle. Lavelle trying to get into the paint, but is defended very well,
Ooh.
but still makes it anyways.
Yeah, the fadeaway is good. 13 points tonight for the Jaguar, 10 of which coming from the paint.
Yeah, now it's just like a lot of these teams try to be selective, and Piotrowski able to go ahead and get into the paint for the easy basket.
Yeah, the Brown
That was
Bears
dark.
struggled in the first half, so good to see him get some baskets going here.
Yeah, for sure. And, you know, we've seen quite a few Bears really made their names for the past couple of years. And so it'll be interesting to see if Piotrowski trying to be one of those Bears among them. And right now, Hayes going for another ISO opportunity. Instead, dishes it over to Bukov, and Bukov able to go and bring it down. Has been a little bit quiet here in the second half compared to his defensive efforts in the first half, but good to be able to say his name again. Right now, Swindon over to Blazachowski. Not going to be good this time, and now the Stars have a chance to go into double digits as Arsa not able to get it down. Thought they got his own miss, but got intercepted. So yeah, the Elites doing fantastic right now on the board compared to the Stars. And that's going to be one of the things that we're probably going to be talking about in game one, is to how the Elites have done a very good job of out-rebounding, but the Stars really making sure that they don't get a lot of options here, as once again the Stars trying to go tit for tat, and Lavelle gets called for the foul.
Gonna go to the line for two. Chance to push it to double digits here. Unmissed.
First one's not going to be good.
Yeah, I missed the second just to keep it. I was gonna say we can keep it a single-digit game here with under 2 minutes left to go in the third quarter.
Yep, we're now getting this is the first double-digit lead here for the Stars, 83-73. And now Hayes trying to go for the mid-range, and it's not going to be good this time, as Piotrowski does get the board.
Ove. Drive to the basket, spin move. Can't convert, though.
So good. Yeah, the Elites, again, desperately trying to find some kind of answer here. As Dresden, not going to get it down, but Dresden does get his own miss, and it's going to be good.
I'm more impressed that he got his own miss, because he got it from the other side of the basket there. I mean, he was wide open, should have made the first shot, but made the much tougher second one.
You know, it just shows the amount of effort that is needed here, and the Elites have done a really good job at rebounding, but unfortunately,
great pump fake! Oh, man, that's how you break an ankle there.
No, for real, though. That was some great effort here. But even though the fact that the Elites have done a really good job of being able to get those much important second and third chance opportunities, they haven't been able to utilize them compared to the Stars of playing a much cleaner game. As Burr, oh my goodness!
Big three from Ivoni. Great way to end the quarter.
I think this is like 2 out of 3 of the last second shots being made. It's kind of funny. Technically, it's 3 out of 3, but the first one didn't count. But
hey, yeah, they were late.
Interesting that a lot of these. It's been very interesting seeing these last second shots being made here, and it's like, hey, they're trying to show that they can come into the clutch if needed.
Well, and I think part of it is, again, these players don't know each other. There's going to be holes in the defense. They're not going to know how to, guard these last second. Someone gets a little bit open, just throws up a ball.
Well, it's more often worked than not. And we get a quick thing to start things off with a lay-in, as the Elites find themselves only down by 5 now. So really, even after being down by double digits, to be able to cut that lead in half. Right now,
Marlowe stripping it.
Marlowe. And now the Elites once again knocking on that door We'll see what they do here in this possession to possibly turn this to a one-possession game, depending on what they do. As Marlowe hands it over to Bergantes, who hands it up to Hayden. Hayden will get the screen. Has to go for the pop, but it's not going to be good this time. And Hamilton had to fight for that rebound.
Now Thane will get the one to bring up the court. German Shepherd, high off the glass, gets his own miss. Second chance. No good, though, there from the Shepherd.
Yep, Karen Snyder will get the board here. As now Hayden on the other end. Let's pull it back a little bit. Hand it over to Marlowe. Marlowe. Lots of passing here as Callaway gets the mid-ranger, but it's going to be in and out. Right now, so far so good is Leeward. Looking to try to extend this lead back to 7. Trying to keep that cushion on, but instead they're going to go and blink it to 8 with that 3 from Thane.
And Rowan left open there. Couldn't get the fall in his last possession, but hitting the 3 on this one's big, showing his ability to score from deep. And oh, this matchup. This is a poor Fletcher. Oh, but that's the only way to stop her. 3-on-1 now the other way. Quick play to Fletcher, down to Leeward.
And it's going to be good. Oh,
back to double digits.
And just when you think the Elites have gotten the momentum, the Stars just found a way to make a couple of big moves on defense and quickly pick up the pace to bring it back to a double-digit lead. And Thane will call for the foul here.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That was like a Black Friday, TV on sale. As soon as the ball was stripped, 3 Star players were running down the court, and there was only one defender trying to figure out who to guard amongst them. So there was no winning in that situation.
Yeah, at that point it was pick your poison, and that's some of the things that even as a defender, when you're in that situation, it's just darn near impossible to find a way to defend it. It's very rare that you're able to find a defensive stop in that moment, and you just gotta let them get the points and just get ready for the next set. Down
low, 1-on-1, can't get the fall. It's going to be LeBlanc pulling it down. The Rabbit.
Yeah, these big battles are going to be very interesting as we've alluded to. This top 24 class is a little bit on the lighter side this time around, which, might be a little bit of an interesting take, especially with the current free agency class being super rich with bigs. It's going to be a lot of decisions going to be made here to see what teams are going to pull the trigger and go young for those positions.
Smith's
going for 3. That is good.
Well, and then you got players. I mean, obviously, we talked about having a good guard class, and that might be why, in some sense, Oregon decided to trade down to 8. There's a lot of point guards in this top 24, and I could see them being happy with finding one at 8 and going ahead and getting Xavier to fill their center need. So teams that are looking to go young at the guard position might find this be the draft class that they get a bargain deal.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, with the fact that, depending on what teams like the Queens or Edmonton do with the first couple of picks, it's going to really kind of set the pace of, where certain players are going to be going.
Well, I say it every year, Marcus. There's always one guard that slips. I mean, going back to my first year of hosting the draft, you had the Derek Kim, ranked number 1 overall, go down at number 11. So,
yeah,
I mean,
that one was probably...
It happens.
Yeah, it does. And again, another quick steal there. And right now the Stars looking to extend this once again into long 2 here. So... not quite there. Really trying to see if they want to get back to that double digits, but they will need a stop here. But the Elites trying to find some kind of answer here as the Stars already knocking on the door for the century mark.
And, down low in the post. It's going to be a second chance from the Raccoon, able to get it up and in. 7-point game, but field goal percentage hasn't actually been that different. It's just been the threes and the free throws have favored Stars.
Yep, the threes and the free throws, and also some of the turnovers as well. Stars really taking advantage of those too. Right now, Leonard's.
Bailey calling for the screen.
Trying to get into the paint.
Oh, blocked though.
Blocked there, I believe. Yep.
Not sure which one got it. I think it may have been LeBlanc on the reach in.
And now Marlowe getting blocked
Oh,
as well by
Hamilton.
Hamilton.
The Lynx with the big paws and blocking.
Ooh.
Charge called against Smith.
Ooh. Very interesting call there. And so the Elites catch a big break. A very much needed one as they are down by 7. They could cut it down to 5 with a 2, even 4 with a 3, but it really depends on what they want to do here. Looks like they're going to attack the basket.
Yep. 2 defenders though, and oh, there you go. Go for the and 1 opportunity, but missed it. Leeward 3rd foul. No one really in any risk of fouling out in this game. Gonna go to the line for 2.
Oh, but yep. Barry going on the line for 2. Like I said, it's going to be very important because that's the one thing that it's been very interesting with this game is that even though the Elites have been down by quite a significant margin a couple of times, we have not really seen it go past 10 points. They've been able to find ways to climb back into it, but it's just having to continue that momentum even longer than that. And that's what's tough about having these type of stretches. Having to consistently play catch up all the time. And the second one is going to get missed. We've seen a lot of that happening in this first game. No one's been able to make both of their free throws, I don't think once here in this game.
It's been a struggle. And oh, the ball stripped. Minnie Barry going to come up with it. Chance to whittle away a little bit more. Marlowe, no good against Leonard's.
Yep, and they're going to need those baskets here because they're gonna start making these points. Of course, I say that they end up doing it.
Yeah, they've managed to keep it within 10 pretty much consistently, but just not able to completely close that gap. And it happens. I mean, again, these players don't know how they are. And ooh, hey, great shot from Hayden there. 3 ball. That's how you can get the game back in control.
Oh yeah, getting the momentum right back with a 3, being able to silence a crowd as well in those situations. You got to say the crowd is very entertained so far. As Fletcher will be able to draw. Oh, actually, excuse me, be able to draw the foul against Hayden. But with the shot not being up, they'll just reset the shot clock, and it will still be the Stars' possession. All right, now Arsa hands it over to Leonards. Leonards trying to look into the paint, but is getting guarded very well here against LeBlanc. And so the Elites have a chance to cut it down even more so, and they may do just that, and they will add one. Arsa gets called for the foul. So Marlowe will have an opportunity for an old school 3-point play and a little bit more active here offensively with 7 points in this half. Make that 8. And now the Elites once again find themselves only down by 2 points. But they need to get a stop here to potentially tie or perhaps even take the lead.
Defensive stop is what you want right now. And Stars, you were up by double digits not that long ago. Oh, and the block comes flying in.
Very much needed, and now they have a chance to possibly tie this up. Lavelle able to get his own miss. And now we are tied up 97 apiece.
Didn't get it on the first go round, so had to hand deliver it on the second. Make sure it went all the way into the hoop the second time.
Yeah, now both teams tied for 97, both knocking on that century mark. We'll see what the Stars do. And it's going to be missed, and now the Elites have an opportunity to take their first lead since the first quarter, depending on what happens in this possession. Hayden is looking a little bit tired here, maybe wanting to try and give this up. We'll do that to Blazachowski. And we see a layup, and it's good. So with that, the Elites find themselves up by 2 here, and the Stars have to call a timeout. So I know we talked a little bit about like momentum changes, having to play catch up. Now we're going to talk about a little bit of the opposite of you being able to hold a lead for a good period of time, but now when the going gets tough and the other team find themselves to be back into this game and even taking the lead from you, how are you able to try and motivate yourself to try and finish and get the job done?
Yeah, it's a tough one. Like you said, you have to, play smart. Don't take silly shots, kind of like that. I mean, that was a little bit too much of a rush after a timeout. They should have been drawing up a play that gets someone wide open. And again, going back to this being important for the draft, some players might be a little hesitant to step up and be like, yeah, give me the ball. Let me be the one to make or break it here.
Yeah, that's going to be one of the big plays. We got a lot of time left on the shot clock. Have to go for a 1-1, and it made it in anyways.
Hayden, wow. Big shot with the shot clock against him.
Yeah, I mean, Hayden really coming alive here in the second half of this game and really showing the clutch gene that he has. And that's going to be something to really look into for a lot of these these teams in the top of this draft.
And Lavelle with the block there on the other end, so that's a great defensive stop. The Elite's defense have stepped it up here in this final quarter.
Yeah, for sure. With under 3 minutes left, Hayden
Green
might be looking to possibly get that shot in. It's not going to be good here. So
Marcus,
the Stars get a little bit of a break.
Technically, as you said, they are 3 of 3 with buzzer beaters. Are we going to see 4 of 4?
It could be a possibility, but of course, in order for that to happen, the Stars got to step it up here, trying to get a basket, and
Smith,
it's not going to be good.
That was a good step. That was a good jab step back jumper. And on the other end, quick play. The Jaguar not able to convert. A little too aggressive there. Leonard's on the other end doing the same thing.
Ooh.
Yeah, LeBlanc's not happy with the call.
Yeah, all right, kiddos. Y'all might need to calm down a little bit. We got a whole nother game that we got, too. I know it's pretty close, but holy. I know we got to keep the energy going, but the first basket is going to be good, so it's going down back to 1 possession. And these are the type of free throws that are going to matter. As Leonard's will make the second one, and now the Elites will call a timeout to kind of make a game plan in this scenario. With just a little over 2 minutes left into this game, honestly, this is the situation that all of these prospects want to be in all honesty, because now you have an opportunity to really show that you can step up in this type of moment.
And on the other end, you got to have the Elites. You have to score as well. No, losing the ball. LeBlanc stripped.
And they're also trying to go toe-to-toe. Not going to be good, though.
Lazikowski not going to give it up the ball. Give it up to Lavelle on the way up.
Yeah, and this is what I'm talking about here. Like, that's the dangers of having to play in these moments, because obviously you want to be the one to take their team to victory, but you can't play hero ball. That's one of the most important things. Is yes, you want to be the one to be reliant, and we see a quick jump here, and it's tied up 1-1 apiece.
Well, and that's a good play there. They got the matchup. Hamilton was in the post. Great matchup, 1-on-1. That's a good shot selection there. It's not a rush shot. It's not a forced shot. It's just a good shot.
Have to be able to execute the plan. Don't get cute with it, and they did that right there. And another great defensive stop. The Stars have a chance to possibly take this lead. Smith blocked there. Oh my goodness! And now the Elites trying to get control of this game once again as Hayes have the silver to LeBlanc. Pitching it back outside and beyond the arc. Marlowe taking a moment. Going for the mid-range, and it's good! Oh, and the Stars have to call a quick timeout with only 42 seconds left. The Elite already hyped up after that shot.
Well, you saw there, the defender, they were going to reject that, but I don't know how he knew, but he was able to judge. He had to go for a high arcing shot. That was almost a teardrop from mid-range. And the defense had no chance to defend it.
Oh, not at all, but now the Stars are gonna have to.
Gonna go for the mid-range. Oh, and that might be game.
It might be. It depends. They need to get a stop here. Obviously, I would advise not fouling. You gotta pretty much rely on your defense. Marlowe, mid-ranger, in and out. The Stars have a chance to possibly tie or perhaps take this lead outright. Will they drain the clock, though, as much as possible? It doesn't look like it here. And right now,
Senakayev. I'd give it to Smith at this point. Smith has been doing well. Gonna call for the screen, get open, drive the paint. The finger roll, no good against LeBlanc. A foul, but I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna go and call it. There's no way.
Yeah, this is gonna be a timeout for the elites. They're probably gonna go ahead and rest them up, hold off for a little, unless a crazy miracle where the Stars end up stealing it and calling a timeout to bring it back on their end of the floor.
Yeah.
I will have to agree with you here that I don't think that this will most likely be it. Hayden will get it. We see a quick foul there, and that's pretty much going to do it.
Barring two misses. One miss.
First one's good.
Not enough, honestly, because the 3-point game. I don't know if we. What do we do in overtime if they tied? I don't think so. I think they would just call the game.
They might. I really
injury risk. I would assume injury risk because I mean you can't risk a game going along and then having game 2.
Yeah. And
also, broadcasting rights.
This is more of a
exhibition.
And with the fact that it's an exhibition game. It's the FBA that's officially running this, not the Typhoons. Kind of a bit of a rental, but in the end, the elites are able to go ahead and close things off with a 4-point win, 105-101. As we get into the stats here, a really good showing here from Hamilton with a double-double as well. Smith with 16 points and Leonard's. A lot of great efforts here for plenty of players.
Well, as I say, they spread the ball out pretty well. You know, a lot of players getting to take the shots. Some bench players getting an opportunity to step up, even though they'll have an opportunity in game 2. You know, you dive on over to the elites, and you know, big game from a couple players. Obviously, another double-double on this side, but from LeBlanc. Haynes putting up great points, 17, 6 of 12. You know, I'm excited to see what game number 2 has in store for us. But does anyone like stand out from this game that you think may have helped their draft stock the most?
I think that for sure. I think I know in the early goings, just trying to make sure to get everybody's names right. Buckoff, even though that Victor was coming off the bench for this game, he definitely utilized a lot of his minutes, getting those very important steals. As we said, that defense is just as important as it is in offense. So that's a player that really kind of impressed me a little bit as the game went on, especially coming off the bench. I'm very excited to see what he could do in the next game, because I believe he is starting next game. No, or actually no, he's not starting next game. We still have the same position. But you know, even with the limited minutes, being able to utilize that has been very interesting to see as well. I do think a couple of the bigs really kind of stepped up here, especially with Blazejowski and Piotrowski. The both of those players, respectively, have done a very excellent job as well coming in the front court.
Yeah, and my end, I'm going to go ahead and say I think LeBlanc maybe has helped himself the most. I think that might have been the game to set. Again, we'll have to see what game number 2 has in store for us with the bigs. But that might have submitted himself as the top big for this draft class, potentially, depending on how the rankings shake out. And if that's the case, the Giant Rabbit might find themselves going in the, even if, again, with 5 centers ranked in the top 25, we don't know how that could be. We could have all 5 in the top 8. We could have all of them in the bottom 20s, the low 20s. And it would just come down to what teams need. Because when you only have 5 centers in the draft, and if you're sitting at number 8 and the next ranked center is not till number 20, you're not going to hope that they're still there in 12 picks.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. I mean, when it comes to like the bigs, it's always happened that there is like one team that goes out of their way to reach for a certain player, and that kind of starts the whole train.
Yeah.
um,
The run on
as
bigs.
the draft really picks off. Yeah, the run on bigs has always happened every year, and I imagine this will be no different, especially with how limited we are in the bigs this year. But it's been fun. It's been very interesting to see it, because I know like the bigs are probably the ones that want to shine the most. Especially considering the fact that they're going to be a couple of players that will have to play double duty in the big minutes, considering there aren't a lot. So
We have
yeah,
a couple forwards that are being forced to play center.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
Well, I mean, it's happened before. I'm
It
going back to
has.
like Leon's draft. The guard was playing center because we only had like 2 centers in the top 24 that year.
Yeah, it's just like the name of the game. Obviously, when depending on who's able to really kind of impress a lot of the scouts to be able to get officially ranked. Um, and sometimes when it comes to players that have officially claimed the opportunity to go into the draft, there might not be a lot of one position. So
Hmm.
you're gonna have to kind of bite the bullet at times, especially when there are gonna be it's rare, but there are situations where a team's positional uh depth is very dire due to injuries.
Yep.
So there's going to be some opportunities where you may have to play on a position that you're not necessarily the most comfortable with. But in order for you guys to be able to step up and get it done, you're going to have to. So that's definitely something to kind of keep an eye on as well.
That it is. And we're going to go ahead and wrap it up for here. We're going to have game number 2 shortly. Marcus, thank you for joining me in the booth. And thank you all for tuning in. It's been wonderful.
See ya.